What is up, guys? 315 here giving you a nice little discussion. And I like to say it's amazing how this world works. Because this morning I was looking on the internet, I found this article that I wanted to read, saved it for later. And then my co-partner came up to me and says, I would like you to do a discussion video. And I asked him, what about? He sent me the article. Guess what happens? It's the same article I was going to look at later. And this article was talking about Capcom. Now, before I actually tell you the contents of this article, um, first of all, I'd like to tell you that, well, I was one of those kids who grew up with Capcom games, with Street Fighter EX Plus Alpha, Resident Evil 2 and 3, even though I shouldn't be playing Resident Evil. Well, I actually wasn't playing it, I was observing it. Rival Schools. Basically, I was a Capcom child. And, after growing up, I realized there's other companies out there, and, my attentions just decided to go in different directions. Obviously, I still play Capcom games. It's just, not so often nowadays. Anyway, this article is talking about the recent release of Street Fighter V, with Capcom saying we're gonna consider arcade mode. I don't know about you people, but the word consider, I almost said the full word, but yeah. Anyway, the word consider is not exactly meaning a good thing to me. It's like when I use the word consider, it's like when someone invites me to places I don't want to go, ask me to borrow money. Basically, it's already they ask me things I'm already leaning towards no for, and in special circumstances I would say yes, depending on if I actually did consider it, you know. So yeah, the consideration when someone uses the word I consider it, you know, most people's thoughts is well it's going to be a no. So if Capcom saying the words consider is pretty a risky move, saying that we'll consider putting arcade mode, and there's other stuff in it such as difficulty sliders in the story mode because the AI is too friggin' easy. I don't like fighting against easy AI. I don't know why, it's just don't like doing it. I like a little challenge, and playing through online, obviously you get real people experience. So for people doing tournaments, but some people like to play offline, you know, and you have those casual fans who don't want to play against other people. You know, like when I first started my Street Fighter Online career, I used to get my ass beat so hard I actually sold my Super Street Fighter. Go back into the arcade edition and build up on the fundamentals and stuff, and I love it now. But I'm just saying, in general point of view, casual fans they love to play on offline mode. Play against their friends, their family. Playing to going straight into online mode when you feel that you're not ready. Like, well, I won't say mentally. I'll say like your body knows you're not ready, but you're bigging yourself up. Popping off, and getting your ass beat is very disheartening. But yeah, with the consideration of adding arcade mode, you know, when they didn't, when they didn't add it in the first place, it kind of got me scared for future fighting games because I'm a guy who played fighting games throughout my life. Like I said, I grew up with Street Fighter plus Alpha and Rival Schools. When I came to PS2, I played more Street Fighter. I played Dragon Ball Z, the Budokai games. I like to think I played Tenkaichi games as well, but mainly Budokai games. I played a lot of other fighting games such as Bloody Roar, X-Man, and there's so much fighting games that I actually played on the PS2. It was like I can't put them all into a single hand. And I might be doing like a little video about games I grew up with, sharing you guys of what my game experience is, but that's for another time. But yeah, each of those fighting games had an arcade mode, or at least versus CPU mode. Arcade mode is actually essential for a fighting game because, well, it's two things. One, you get to fight 10 opponents. The difficulty gets harder and harder. You challenge yourself more and more. And two, you can actually, if you're like last year Street Fighter, last year, alright, last season of Street Fighter, Street Fighter 4. Seth wasn't really revealed until you play arcade mode to find out. Oh, to find out what's a Seth. Well, I wasn't actually on the internet much, so that's what I'm saying from assumption because I didn't know about Seth. I knew about any other characters, just Seth was complete mystery to me. But yeah, if I'm looking at it from a fighting game point of view, who likes to watch these fighting game events to see these big names go up against each other, the Capcom Pro Tour is actually starting soon, which is why Capcom released Street Fighter in February, because Capcom Pro Tour starts late February. And you know, if those of you who actually follow the fighting game community, Capcom Pro Tour is actually a pretty big thing. So yeah, they released Street Fighter, and everyone said, "Well, it's in a rush." And to be honest, it does feel like a rush game. I mean, even though they had about, I don't know, I can't say 6 years because boy, 6 years time you wouldn't know. You the back 6 years ago, someone told you the PS4 will come out in 6 years. You tell them you basically looking them straight in their face and tell them you're mad. That's why I feel that I feel like Capcom couldn't, no one could predict the future. So you can't say Capcom had 6 years to develop this because again they didn't know like the PS4 was gonna come out or they were going broke. But back to the topic, considering adding an arcade mode, I mean, I think you should change that, consider it to will, because if you put consider, you're just disheartening more fans than you already have with the launch of Street Fighter. And I actually like the game. The game's not like bad. It's not cheesy. When I mean cheesy, I mean it's not full of tricks such as like Street Fighter 4 with the focus stuff and FAD stuff. That was way too technical. Even when I got the hang of it, which was towards the end of the Street Fighter 4 season. Um, yeah, the game was actually pretty good. Bare bones Street Fighter. If it had arcade mode, I would have probably enjoyed it more. I mean, I am enjoying it because I am trying to get into the fighting game community. I'm trying to practice, try to get better. But that's from a fighting game community point of view. But if you're looking at it from a general fan point of view, this game is a pile of crap. Yeah, I mean, it saddens me as a fighting game player to go to my local exchange store where I exchange games to find Street Fighter 5 copies. Like, really? The game only came out like a week. Why is there copies out already? This game's great. Well, like I said, this is from a fighting game point. When I think about it from casual's point of view, yeah, I can feel the pain because playing survival mode is not bad. It's just it's not quite arcade mode, and it is irritating. Every time you lose a match, you have to start from scratch, and after you finish the normal version of arcade mode, you still have friggin' hard and hell, and boy, they do live up to their names because 50 rounds and 100 rounds. And you have to do that without losing as well. Yeah, it does get annoying. Whereas arcade mode, if you lose, always pick yourself up and try again from that character and learn from your mistakes. Anyway, that's all for me. Make sure you like the video. Dislike it if you don't like the video. Comment, tell me your opinions of Capcom's consideration, and please subscribe because it will help me and Matt a lot. And also, you get your content on time. You don't have to be constantly looking at subscriptions to see this Duality gaming, posted a video. You know that. I'm saying that to myself, don't worry. And as I always say, stay safe.